Welcome to Student Connections, where students connect with their community.
Hello and welcome to Student Connections. I'm Ryan Bennett, and joining me today from the Boy Scouts Water and Woods Field Service Council are Jim Kaski and Joey Koehn. How are you guys?
Ryan, good to be with you.
Good, thank you.
All right, so let's get right into it. I understand that the 12th annual Support a Scout Luncheon is coming up soon. Can you fill us in on the details?
Sure can. First of all, I just want to say that the event will be held here in Marysville on the 19th of May at 11:40 a.m. It's going to be held at Alexander's, and which is right here in Marysville, a beautiful banquet hall and facility right here at 1200 Gratiot Boulevard. And they're going to be actually in the new location. So that pretty much tells you where we're going to be, and we're featuring a fantastic event that day, and we're going to be talking about that in a minute.
All right, so I understand you have a pretty special speaker that's going to be speaking at the event. So
You got it.
Well, we're very excited to have Coach Mark D'Antonio, the head football coach from Michigan State University, attend our luncheon this year.
Coach D'Antonio is a very well-known celebrity in the state of Michigan. How did you guys make this contact?
We worked through his agent. We had Mark Hollis here in 2014, and he was our guest speaker for that would have been our 10th annual luncheon. So we said, you know, that was such a hit, we want to get Mark D'Antonio here. So we researched online and got his contact information for his agent, and we've just been working through his agent ever since.
Okay, so are there any changes being planned for this year's event besides the speaker?
Well, I first of all want to reemphasize the fact that we're going to be having the event here in Marysville. This is an awesome opportunity and great event for Marysville. It's going to be at Alexander's premier banquet hall and facility. Just to let everybody know that it's the new location that's across the street from the present Alexander's. It's actually the place where the Crystal Gardens used to be. So there's going to be plenty of parking. We're going to make this kind of a tailgate event also, so it's going to be kind of a nice little party as well as an event to come and see Mark D'Antonio.
Absolutely, and we're also offering, we've never offered before for our speakers, but we're going to offer a meet and greet for some of our top donors. So they're going to have the opportunity to meet with Mark D'Antonio before the luncheon, talk to him a little bit. They're all going to receive an autographed football from the coach.
That's awesome.
So that's another exciting opportunity. And then Coach is also going to sit down at a table during our lunch, which is rare for a lot of our speakers. So he'll sit down and he's going to entertain 7 to 8 top donors as well at his lunch table. So we're very excited.
Nice.
That would be an awesome opportunity to sit with a coach
Yes.
at that event. To me, it would be. So I'm going to try really hard because I want to sit at that table.
All right, so obviously there's going to be a lot of people at this event. Are there still tickets available?
Yep. Well, let me first of all say that we had a goal set for about 600 people to attend. And right now we're sitting at about 400, so we feel, hey, we can easily accommodate another 200. And so our goal now is to reach out to the rest of the community that may not have gotten an invite yet, and that's what we're hoping to do through this, to have them contact either Joey or myself. We'll give you that information in a minute. So we have, let's say, about 200 tickets available right now. We can actually exceed that number if we have to.
Yes.
Alexander's is going to be very accommodating.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so I'm assuming you guys have table sponsors.
Yes, we
Yes.
do. And do you want to talk a little bit about the table sponsors?
Yes, we work with a variety of community leaders in St. Clair and Sanilac County, and we'll work with them, and they're responsible for filling their table. So each table will have 10 individuals at it, and we'll just work with them to make sure and provide them resources and everything that they need to make sure. But we're also open, anyone that wants to just come and attend, they don't have to be asked by an individual, they can reach out to us as well, and we'd be more than happy to sit them at an open table.
Okay, so this kickoff event you had at Casey's, I'm
Yep.
sure it was great. Can you share some details?
It was phenomenal. And one of the I happen to be the luncheon chairman this year, and so number one, I was very grateful for Casey Harris for giving us his banquet room and providing some very delicious pizza and
Yes.
drinks for all of us that attended yesterday. That was a great opportunity because we were training the hosts to how to handle, reaching out to people in the community that they might know, to invite them to this. Maybe there's some of them that are alumni of MSU and U of M, let's say. We don't care, so we want them to come to that event. So we had a chance to really sit down with them and go over the goals and the financial goals, the attendance goals, and just to how to properly present.
All right, so everything sounds great so far. We're going to take a break real quick on Student Connections, and we'll be right back.
The young millennial generation has had more election participation this year than any year prior. In fact, they account for nearly 1/3 of the electorate. But less than 50% of eligible young voters aged 18 to 29 casted a vote in 2012, and only 19% of all votes casted in 2012 came from young voters. Young voters are one of the largest and most diverse demographic in the country, yet seldom vote. Become a part of the solution, not the problem. Use your voice and speak out.
114th Infantry Company, Iraq.
The memories are all blurred.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
The words, they're hard to find.
I came back a different person.
I wonder if she's better off without me.
You just feel alone.
You gave all to the cause of freedom. Now it's our turn to give our all to you. It's free and totally confidential. Reach us at operationnotforgotten.com. We are here.
Welcome back to Student Connections. So let's recap. We've got this big luncheon happening for the Boy Scouts. Let's talk about, give us the run through the agenda.
Sure. So I want to first of all say about the event day itself and the program. One of the things that I think would be of special interest to the students of Marysville High School and the alumni of Marysville High School is that we have the president of the St. Clair County Bar Association, which happens to be my son Ron Kaski, a graduate of Marysville High School, and he's going to be the MC. So we're very happy to have him there. Another thing that Ron has done is he's graduated from MSU, so he's a graduate there, from the Detroit College of Law on MSU campus, a phenomenal place. And like I indicated, he's a 1993 graduate of the Marysville High School. He played on the football team here, so that's the year that they went to the championship. So we're very excited to have him as our Master of Ceremonies this year.
Sounds fantastic.
Yep.
All right, so obviously this event, big fundraiser. How many boys and young men are going to be, how many are active in this event?
Absolutely. So this event will impact over 2,000 scouts right here in St. Clair and Sanilac County. We have just over 1,600 that participate in the traditional scouting, which is first grade all the way through 12th grade. And then we have over 400 at-risk youth that are offered the program as an in-school program. We partnered with Sun's Community Outreach Program in Port Huron, and they provide, with our support, the program for those youth either during lunch or immediately right after school. And then we also have a career exploration program that we offer to individuals 14 to 21. And there's right around 30 active in that program, but we're looking at expanding that by 100 youth this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to add in one thing about scouting. Number one is I have two sons that are both Eagle Scouts. I have a son-in-law that's an Eagle Scout. So we're very passionate as a family about scouting. We appreciate the wonderful things that it brings to an individual's life, the great values that it represents, and I just can't speak highly enough about scouting. So that's one of the reasons that I'm very passionate about what we're doing. I am so excited that Mark D'Antonio is going to be coming, and this is just an awesome time for me to give back a little bit to the scouting program as a friend of scouting, because I've seen what it has done to my children. Each one of them has been, a great example to their community. They've been successful. They're graduates of Marysville High School, so great thing for Marysville High School, but then I'm also very proud of the fact that they're Eagle Scouts.
Completely, I would completely agree.
Yep.
So all of this sounds great. I can't imagine that there would be a decrease in any participation. I'm assuming there's been plenty of increase, or?
Yeah, I would say we've got some flurry going on out there that we are very happy to know is happening. So this year we're definitely ahead of the previous years in terms of attendance at these banquets. maybe you can give us a little bit of background on what happened in previous years. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Overall in scouting, we are impacting more youth this year, or in 2015, than we did in 2014. So with that number transitioning over to 2016, we're in a good place. Nationally, unfortunately, scouting it's going down, on the decline. We're competing with sports, after-school activities. They're becoming more common. So we're working with that, but overall in our Blue Water area, we're increasing. So that's a huge positive for us.
Well, how do you compete with, those busy lifestyles?
Absolutely. So we try to get them engaged early. So we target the elementary schools more than we do middle through high school when we're recruiting in the fall. So we go in, we talk to those scouts or those kids about what all the fun things that they're going to do, like camping and shooting bows and arrows at targets and fishing. And then they get excited and then they join. And then we work, it's all of our volunteers. Without our volunteers, our program wouldn't be what it is. And so our volunteers provide that quality program to put on for all those scouts to keep them engaged and wanting to continue from year to year.
Okay.
So just a little comment here. I'm just very proud of Joey Koehn and Jack McLeaver and Paul Schwartz up there at the office. I've worked with them. I'm a volunteer. They're professionals. But I just want to mention that these guys are really passionate, and they're also wanting to present a absolutely excellent program to the community where you can feel that your young men and young women are very safe in that environment. We have the Youth Protection Program. We've got a bunch of things that kind of insulate, to make sure that we're giving a good quality program and that the youth are protected.
Okay, so we understand that you want to start them young, but how do you organize scouts as far as taking them from the local level and putting them to the international level?
Good point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's all local. The international level, we do offer like an international jamboree, which is a camp out for a week long where we'll have scouts from all over the world come into, either it's in the United States, we send scouts to other countries to go to camping. So those are things that we advertise and market, and then they pursue on their own.
Okay, so Marysville High School, always proud to have Eagle Scouts. I mean, I'm graduating with a couple myself, Ian Hall, Jake Seeloff, great guys, I know them both. Can you tell our viewers what this level of dedication entails?
Well, number one, I have two sons that are Eagle Scouts and a son-in-law. And I know what they've gone through in terms of dedication to the scouting program. Once they get the vision of what they're going to be doing, the Merit Badge program, for example, they started in Cub Scouting and then they went into the Boy Scouts. And they were just involved in learning a lot of the things that Joey commented about, the swimming, the rifle, merit badge, all the different, and then there's just an assortment of merit badges. And that is really something that brought them, as far as I'm concerned, into a well-rounded citizen in our community and in the communities that they live in.
Mm-hmm. I would totally agree.
Yep.
So what are some of the most rewarding projects you would say pertaining to Eagle Scouts themselves?
I will revert back to my son's experiences. So, for example, when they did a Eagle project, and anybody that's attained the level of Eagle has to do an Eagle project. So they've got to be leaders. They're developing leadership skills, major leadership skills. And so, for example, my sons were involved in major blood drives in our community with the American Red Cross. That was just one example. Another one was we have a camp that's south of Marysville in the St. Clair area that was really debilitated. It was in terrible shape. And my son Tom, for example, offered to go in and say, look, we'll clean this thing up. We'll really make this a nice place where people can come and visit and family camp and that sort of thing. So he solicited me to be in there with him helping out. And I just remember a number of scouts that came, adults that came, and we had this project, we completed it. And when I got done, I thought, this is really awesome. He's left this a whole lot better than we found it. And now the community's got a place they can go to.
Okay, so you guys both obviously have experience. What would you say are some of your favorite activities that keep you involved with helping scouts progress?
Well, Joey, how about if I start with you on that one?
All right, yeah, I love going to the Pack Pinewood Derbies. It's really cool to see their craftiness in crafting out their own cars. And then I also enjoy our Mom and Me and Dad and Lad campouts. So Mom and Me is when the scout and a female partner of 21 years of age or older can go camping, and then Dad and Lad is when the scout and a male partner go. And it's just really cool to see their faces light up on all the activities that they get to participate in.
Yeah, I just want to make one comment about the Pinewood Derby. I just got back from one, so it happens that my son Ron is also the Cub Master of that pack, and so he expanded this into a family event. So he said, look, not only do we want the boys to participate, we're going to focus on them, but we want the families to be involved. And that's what's at the heart of scouting, at the heart of Cub Scouting or Boy Scouting, is to make the family unit solidified, so that everybody's kind of working together. It's not just the boys, it's the girls. Everybody's working together for the final outcome is to make a better citizen in our community and in our country.
Okay, so the scouting program, this is a commitment we're talking about. So what are some lifelong skills that you really feel are developed through these young individuals?
I'll take the first one on that. I like the fact that, for example, I'll go back to when my son was sworn in as an attorney here in St. Clair County. I wondered, I said, Ron, where did you kind of get that skill from? And he had a public, the merit badge, the public speaking one, I believe it's called. So he said that was one where he learned to get in front of people and kind of get more confident with himself. And so when he got up there in front of all these attorneys and judges and stuff in St. Clair County, what I loved about it is that he said that one of the greatest achievements that he had made up to that point in his life, besides getting married to a very beautiful woman, he was an Eagle Scout. And so he said he learned some of these skills, a lot of these skills, because of that experience.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So, like any organization, volunteers play an important role. So what do you guys do to get people involved?
So we talk about the benefits of scouting, like Jim just said, the family part. We look at it and we're like, what other things can you do as a whole family? When you go to baseball, yeah, you're there sitting as a family, but you're watching your son. You're not actively participating unless you're a coach. Same with any other sport. Most activities out there involve mom or dad on the sideline just showing support. Whereas with scouting, it's a hands-on experience, and they're right in there helping them build that Pinewood Derby car, help them with those achievements.
And I'm sure that just encourages more parents to get involved.
Absolutely.
And one other thing, Ryan, that I want to say, and this is kind of complimenting what Joey said, is that in this day and age, the family is being attacked in all angles. And I think that scouting is one of those things, as Joey indicated, that brings the family together. And so as we go out and we're kind of looking at how do we kind of present this program the best way, we kind of at the end of the day say, look at what did we do to create a stronger family in our community.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So let's recap this whole entire thing, all right? We've got this 12th annual Support a Scout Luncheon. What's going on here?
Okay, so I'll kind of start off by saying we know where we're going with it. We're going to Alexander's. We know that this is going to be a phenomenal banquet. We know that we've got one of the very best presenters that we could ever ask for in the state of Michigan and in the country, right?
Yeah.
So we've got Mark D'Antonio that's coming. We're really excited about that. It's May 19th, which is, and we want people there by 11:40 because we know that the parking lot is going to be packed. Yeah. We're expecting this 600 people to attend, and so that's kind of a recap of that event that day.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what, guys? We really appreciate you guys coming in. I mean, this sounds like it's going to be great. We really hope the luncheon is a success. And we thank you guys for tuning in today on Student Connections, and we'll see you next time.